Good morning to all of you. Welcome to my Torts class. In this video, we are going to discuss the difference of wish major or act of God. Wish major or act of God. So the difference between inevitable accident and the act of God is that in an inevitable accident, you take all precautions but something happens. But in the act of God, totally unprecedented. Never happened. Suddenly it happens. Just like cyclone, volcanic eruption, tufan, or Hudhud cyclone we suffered in 2014 in Visakhapatnam. So, volcanic eruption. So, all these earthquake. These are the best examples of the so-called act of God. Act of God. It is an act by God. We can't expect, we can't predict, and it happens. That's all. We can't. So, if you are able to prove that the tort happened due to the act of God, definitely it will be a very, very good defense. So, simply remember, act of God means an irresistible force which can't be predicted, which can't be foreseen. Tsunami, hudhud, unforeseen natural forces, natural calamities, you can say. I have given the examples of Nichols versus Marshland. So in this connection, 1876 case. So Nichols, actually Marshland, he constructed artificial lakes. Actually, they are strong enough to face the ordinary rains. But please remember, due to the torrential rains, sudden and unexpected rains, so the lakes were full of water. Ultimately, they have breached or they have broken the bund, and since incidentally they have damaged the four buildings of the so-called plaintiff, that is Nicholas, held to be act of God. So no compensation. Second case is, second and third are negative examples. Nadar versus NarayanaReddiar 1971. So Nadar came to the town, he purchased some goods and he has booked them in the transport of NarayanaReddiar. Ultimately, since he did not reach in time, when he filed a complaint of tort, he stated that is NarayanaReddiar, he stated that robbery took place and he claimed it to be act of God. No, court did not agree. Robbery, it's man-made disaster. The police may recover after some time, but you cannot take advantage of this and say that it is an act of God. Likewise, Krishna Bus Service Limited versus Srimati Mangli and others. You can read my notes also. 1976. So, actually, the bus overturned due to the slippery road. Right? The company, Krishna Bus Service, they claimed that it is due to the act of God, resulting in the death of Ojir Singh and I think two others. So, because of the continuous rain, because of the bad condition of the roads, because of the slipperiness of the roads, the accident happened. Otherwise, it would have happened. It is an act of God, but court did not agree. What about the mechanism? How your bus is maintained? The maintenance of the bus is not proper. Improper maintenance of the page. So therefore, it cannot be claimed as an act of God. And please remember, the occurrence should be extraordinary. Another example I am going to give you. Kallulal versus Hemchand, 1958. This is not in your notes. Kallulal versus Hemchand, 1958. So, the wall of a building collapsed when there was a rainfall of 2.66 inches. Right? So, due to the collapse of the wall, two children of Kallulal, they died. And when they filed a case for compensation, the defendant, that is Hemchand, he took the defense that the accident, so the collapse occurred due to act of God, because of the incessant rains, because of the rainfall of 2.66 inches. But Honorable High Court of Madhya Pradesh, they held that the defendant cannot take the defense of the act of God. Why? Because that much of rainfall was not sufficient to say that it is extraordinary. It should have been anticipated, and the a defendant should have taken precautions, but he cannot throw the blame saying that it is act of God. So please remember, if you are able to cite these 4 cases, it's enough. Definitely, as advocates, you must be able to put your case in the so-called defenses so that you need not pay any compensation. That's why in the initial stage itself we are telling you these defenses. With this, I am concluding. Thank you.